What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's pandemic update for Thursday, April 20th, 2023. Today, India added another 12,591 cases and another 40 deaths. Their cases continue to rise. After a couple days of dropping, they're going back up again, and the positivity rate's starting to rise there again as well. The positivity rate is now over 5%. Taking a look here at this, 1/3 of U.S. households used government free COVID tests. So remember the testing website that the CDC and the United States government set up? Well, 1/3 of American households did use that website. So I guess that's some good news. And COVIDtest.gov was first launched in January 2022 when President Biden pledged to give out 1 billion free rapid tests to combat the Omicron surge at the time. The site was temporarily shut down in the fall of 2022, but relaunched in December as part of the White House's winter preparedness plan. Quite frankly, I know at-home tests don't get reported, but I think we should still be giving them out free. That should just be the standard. If they want COVID to be the new normal, something that they're not going to do anything about, okay, at least give us the tools to personally combat it, such as masks, testing, anything we need to make this go as best as possible, because they're clearly not going to try to end this, so why not just try and help those who want to protect themselves, or those who want a test. I mean, I would still love free testing to be sent. I think it should just be automatically sent to every household monthly, as I do N95 mask. I think every household should be mailed N95s. Whether or not the people will use it or stick it in a trash can, that's another story, but it should be done. Alrighty, moving on to this. Colorado to end COVID-19 exposure notification system. Yes, it's a sign of the time. More and more states are ending these systems that they have in place. And unfortunately, it's only going to continue to happen. I didn't even know they still were using their COVID exposure system, because most countries, or most states I should say, yeah, countries too, have ended that a long time ago. Alright, the defense minister of India has tested positive for COVID. American music legend Jackson Browne cancels shows in Sydney and Melbourne. This was this past weekend. We're a little late in showing this, due to a mysterious illness. Someone brought this to my attention. I can't recall who it was. Several days ago, and I was doing my mysterious illness search today, and I stumbled upon it again, and I remembered, shoot, I never reported on this, so here it is. Just another in the long list of musicians which are battling health complications. Yes, we saw some before COVID. Don't get me wrong, we saw some for various different reasons. Maybe they had drug use earlier in life, or they had some other condition, or whatever it may be. But we've never seen them at the rate that we're seeing it now, with these mysterious illnesses in musicians. It's really sad to see, because a lot of these musicians are just great performers, and here they are continuing to trek on in the middle of a pandemic, which, it's just mind-boggling. I mean, they have the money, so I don't know what the deal is. They feel everything's fine and dandy again. They want to get out there and do their thing, which is great, but it's coming at the cost of illness and, in some cases, death. April 20th, 2020, on this day in COVID history, as the COVID-19 pandemic grows, shortages of personal protective equipment, PPE like gowns, eye shield, masks, and even body bags become dire, particular in New York State. Well, I'll tell you something. That may have been 2020, but for those who do not know, I do for work. I do the delivery apps and whatnot. I made a delivery yesterday to a healthcare facility. I don't particularly like doing that because it's more risky, but mind you, I always have an N95 mask on. I always take precaution. As I'm walking into this facility, it was a catering order. As I'm delivering this catering order, I see two people walking in for a doctor's appointment. And there's multiple signs that clearly say, "Stop, must have mask." Both of them say, "Well, where are you supposed to get the mask at?" Like, really? At this point in the ball game, healthcare facility, I get it. A lot of healthcare facilities are ending masking. But for the ones that still have masking in place, please put N95 masks at the doorway. The person grabs the mask, they put it on, and they walk in with a mask on for those who need it. I mean, it's ridiculous. We shouldn't have people questioning, where do I go and get a mask at? I don't see any mask here. Oh, it's ridiculous. And to make it even more difficult, you know what they actually said? Oh, well, I'm just going to a doctor's appointment. No, it's not just a doctor's appointment. Most people who go to see the doctor have a medical reason for doing so, such as being sick. Mask is a vital resource when you're going to the doctors because, transmission's often higher at doctor's offices. We have seen several people test positive from going to visit a doctor. All right, moving on to wastewater surveillance. And not a lot to report here. We haven't got a lot of updates. Hopefully, maybe by the end of today or tomorrow we will. And if we do, we will do a wastewater video probably on Sunday. But there are a couple sites that did update. I'm seeing a new orange one in West Virginia. I'm seeing some more orange, which represents moderate to near high. Down here in North Carolina as well. Look at that. That looks relatively new. I don't recall seeing that the other day. Maine, still a few orange areas. Pennsylvania, my state, I am just blown away at how well we're doing. I'll just show you one of the counties near me. Here's Montgomery County, 30,000 population. And it's continuing to drop. That's not the county's population, but the watershed's population. 30,000 people serviced by it, and it's continuing to drop. We'll get more into Pennsylvania in a little bit. Let's move on now, shall we? Here's the latest update on the transmission, and this should update today. I don't think it updated yet, though. No, it did not. 768 counties are in high. Substantial are at 508. Moderate is 1,421. Low is 426. The dominant category is moderate transmission, which is better than seeing high or substantial, but preferably we would like to see low transmission dominate the roost, and that's still not happening. Taking a look here at the latest variant proportion, this we will definitely hopefully have an update on tomorrow, and also that transmission map. But usually Fridays is when the variants update. XBB15 is at 78%. XBB116 is at 7.2%. XBB191 is at 6.5%. XBB192 is at 2.5%. XBB151 is at 2.4%. And FD.2 is at 1.7%, followed by BQ1.1 at 1%. Taking a look now at New Jersey for today. 366 new cases reported, 78 probable cases, 1 lab-confirmed death, and 4 hospital-related deaths reported in the last 24 hours. All right, taking a look here at Pennsylvania, which is my state. Very interesting. Our hospitalizations in my state continue to drop. Our hospital bed capacity is the highest I've seen since the start of the pandemic. We have 341 people in the hospital, 51 people in the ICU, 26 people on ventilators, but look at this, 784 adult ICU beds available, 4,773 medical beds available. Now that doesn't mean all of them are staffed, because I will tell you this, during the peak of some of our biggest waves here in Pennsylvania, it was still showing over 2,000 beds available, and no, there just clearly wasn't that enough staff for that many because some places were sticking people in the hallways. ICU percent of beds available, 23.3%. Again, one of the highest numbers I've seen since pre-Delta. I mean, this is about the highest capacity I've seen since pre-Delta. I do want to come down and show you something else. First off, remember we showed Center County last week in here with bed capacity? Yeah, they now have 29 beds available. That's good. And the other county we showed last week, Clearfield County, while they don't have a lot of beds available, last week they were at 0. And look at this. This week they are at 9 beds available. That's relatively impressive if you ask me. But there's one final spot I want to show you, and that is Philadelphia County. Just 33 hospitalized for COVID in my county, in my city. Again, I don't remember the last time it's been this low. That is like really remarkable. You have to go back here. Yeah, June of 2021 would be about the last time. It was down to about 56 on average. And I think this is lower than that. Can we get it down to 0 before the next wave? I don't think that's going to happen, but this is really impressive. Alrighty, moving on. About that Center County, they have just 5 people in the hospital today. New York State, some good news out of New York State. Who wants good news? I got more of it. 627 people have tested positive in the last 24 hours. 1.2% positivity. That's down from yesterday. It was over 2% yesterday. 1.6% is the 7-day average. Also, remember we saw what we thought was a spike in hospital admissions yesterday? Well, that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Hang on, here we go. Today's hospitalization, 785, 93 people in the ICU. These hospitalizations continue to drop in New York State, which is impressive. The only reason why I think we saw a slightly bigger increase yesterday, New York State is no longer reporting on the weekends. But even at that, yesterday we saw it was higher than the previous week. But look at today. Today has dropped again. 115 hospitalizations today for April 19th. If we go back to last week at this time, it was 140. So yes, that is indeed lower. Alrighty, taking a look at some B&O data before we end this out today. New cases yesterday, 43,298. The average is 13,954. That has dropped by 707. States reporting yesterday, 24. That's actually one less than usual. I think we usually see 25 out of 50 reporting on Wednesdays. So that's not good. In hospital, 15,523. That's up by 95. ICUs are down by 64 to 2,027. New deaths, 454. The average is 192. That's down by 6. I do want to add this one note, though, from B&O. And here you go. Couple notes, actually, because this just came in 8 minutes ago. Dutch nurse suspected of killing 24 COVID patients. Oh my, that sounds bad. But check this out. Chile reports more than 3,300 sea lions have died of H5N1 bird flu, a 6-fold increase in just 4 weeks. That is deeply concerning. And yeah, H5N1, unfortunately, while it's not spreading rapidly in humans yet, we've seen a case here and there, not around the world, not many. It's something we're going to have to watch, because in animals, it's like, for example, sea lions right here. Here you go. March 18th, 532. March 31st, 1,535. April 6th, 1,960. April 19th, 3,347. I mean, that's a rapid rise. And what happens if it continues to spread to other animals? It's something we have to concern ourselves with. Alrighty, thanks for watching today's pandemic update video. I will see you all again next time. But until I see you again next time, you have to do a few things. Number 1, test negative, not positive. Number 2, stay safe. Number 3, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And number 4, if you want to see more content like this, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button down below. I'll see you all again next time, everyone. Stay safe.